night, my favorite part of trucking. Dispatching. Like, I come from a telemarketing background, y'all. I came, like, my last job, damn, it's crazy to say this. My last job was like 16 years ago. I was a telemarketer. I worked in a call center, and I had to call and sell stuff. I had to convince people to buy something that they had never heard about. And I was really good at it. I was really good at communicating, right? My communication really changed my life. It really put me into a lot of good situations in life, just being able to talk and get what I'm trying to get across to people. So long story short, I was making $7 an hour, y'all, not realizing that one day I would have to then get on the phone again and eat what I kill. You understand me? And I just want to get into a quick backstory on this dispatching game, man. Because it literally changed the game for me. It really changed the game for me. But before I get into it, I want to give you guys the most clear, right? Like, how many of y'all rock with me because y'all understand, like, how I talk? Like, how many of y'all rock with me because I make it digestible? You might see my videos on YouTube or Instagram, and you just like, yo, you know what? I can understand when my man be talking. Like I get it. Like, when he explains things, like, let me know if that's you real quick. Because I really pride myself in being digestible, because I know how intimidating this industry is. So, like, I really pride myself on that. I'm very proud of that, right? So what I want to do is I want to give you guys the best and the most clear understanding of the difference between a freight broker and a dispatcher, because a lot of people get those two things confused, right? They get that thing confused. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And look, when I play this video, y'all, you're going to be able to hear it clearly, but the video might be a little choppy for whatever reason. But just listen to how I break down the difference between a freight broker and a freight dispatcher. What's going on, y'all? Alex Good Energy. Look, I keep getting this question, right? What's the difference between a freight broker and a freight dispatcher, right? And in this video, I'm about to break it down to you. Check this out. So we're going to start with a freight broker, right? Freight broker is that person in the middle. This is a shipper, and this is a trucking company, the carrier, okay? Shipper contacts a broker and says, hey, look, I got a load of watermelons, for example, shipping from Georgia to Maryland, and I got $2,000, right? Broker then takes that same $2,000 and then subcontracts it out to the carrier for $1,800, okay? Carrier agrees. They do paperwork. Once the carrier delivers that load, broker gets paid from the shipper, then broker then pays the carrier. He walks away with a $200 profit, okay? That broker has an agreement with that shipper, and he has to get that load moved for that shipper. The less money that he pays the carrier, the more money he gets to keep in his pocket, all right? So now, let's talk about a freight dispatcher. So we're going to go ahead and move the broker right here next to the shipper, right? And we're going to bring in the dispatcher. Now the dispatcher, right, he works for the carrier though. But now he's the middleman now between a broker or a direct shipper to that carrier. So his job is to make sure that he negotiates the best rate possible on behalf of his carrier. So what he does is he charges a percentage to this carrier, you guys, right? So the more money he's able to make and get from the broker or the shipper is the bigger of a percentage that he gets paid from the carrier. So that dispatcher, his best interest is to make sure that this carrier makes as much money as possible so that everybody's happy. All right? So that is the difference, clear as day, between a freight broker and a dispatcher, man. I hope that makes sense. It's your boy Alex Good Energy, man. Let's go. And if you hear what I said at the end, it's in the dispatcher's best interest to make that trucking company that he is dispatching on behalf of, it's in his best interest to make as much money as possible, because the more money that he is able to make that trucking company, two things happen. Now he gets to make more money, right? But now he also helps that carrier stay in business. So if we're dispatching effectively and we're helping the company that we're dispatching for make a profit, guess who stays in business longer? And then them staying in business longer now helps us stay in business longer and able to make money. Does that make sense, right? Perfect. So let me continue on, right? What do you need to become a dispatcher? Real simple stuff. Most of y'all already got this stuff in your house right now. A telephone, a computer, Wi-Fi, a low board subscription, 3-in-1 print fax scanner. Okay, it almost sounds weird, like how low the startup cost is, especially when you start hearing about how much dispatchers are able to make once they scale their companies up. Right, I got people making anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, $15,000 a week take home profit, and the startup cost was literally, and this is me highballing it, $1,000 to $2,500. I got people that got up and running for less than $500 because they already had most of this stuff already, y'all. So we're talking about a business that takes less than $1,000 to get up and running, but the potential is thousands and thousands of dollars in a week take home, working from home. So I get excited when I talk about this because I really do this in real life, and I really got people that's doing this, right? So everybody always wants to know, how much money can I make as a dispatcher? Well, if you do what you're supposed to do, if you follow the blueprint, right? Each truck, if you're charging 7%, and I recommend charging 10%, but I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna lowball it at 7%. If you're charging 7% per truck, right? And they're averaging $5,000 a week. I'm lowballing, y'all. I'm lowballing. If that truck is making $5,000 a week at 7%, that's $15,000 a year per truck a year. And if you got 6 to 7 trucks, that's $100,000 a year. Lowball. Take home. At home. Man, listen. All right? So what does a truck dispatcher do? I really want y'all to understand this, right? I'm not going to have y'all reading a lot of stuff, but I really need y'all to understand the definition of what a truck dispatcher does, y'all. The trucking industry relies on many working parts to complete a delivery safely and on time. The role of a truck dispatcher is an important one within any trucking company, right? To put it simply, a dispatcher schedules drivers to pick up and deliver loads to a customer or vendors, but their responsibilities are in actuality multifaceted, because a lot of orchestrating is required to ensure deliveries arrive safely and on time. They act as the go-between customers and drivers, keeping records, they monitor the e-logs, and they handle equipment availability. The Chronicle states dispatchers are the backbone of the trucking industry, helping truck drivers concentrate on routes and roadways and securely delivering their cargoes. Okay? I like to compare trucking dispatchers to air traffic control is to an airplane. That airplane, you ever been on a plane on a runway and they take it forever to take off, and the pilot come on the intercom and he's like, hey, we're just waiting for air traffic control to give us the green light to take off, or there's a storm headed, we're just trying to get rerouted. Like, right? They don't move until the dispatcher let them know, all right, cool, now it's time for your time to take off, because they don't want them crashing into another plane. The dispatcher role is a very critical role in the trucking business, okay? And I'm just excited and I'm just happy that I was able to educate the masses, because at the end of the day, my thing is, look, my brother Adam says it all the time. We want to leave the industry better than we found it, right? People have been dispatching from the beginning of time, but they weren't skilled. They was learning as they went. They was crappy. They was shady. They wasn't doing it correctly. They was just out for self. We wanted to bring integrity into the trucking industry, y'all. You understand me? So is this for you? Right? Is dispatching for you? Because one thing about it, y'all, everything ain't for everybody. Right? Y'all can agree everything ain't for everybody. So I want to give a quick breakdown, a 2-minute breakdown on who dispatching is for. And if what you hear, if this relates to you, then you know this is for you, all right?
Yo, I get this question all the time. Who is dispatching for? Like, is dispatching for me? I'm going to tell you right now. If you have a truck, you have your own authority, right? And you want to dispatch your own trucks, this Dispatch Mastery course is for you. If you're an owner-operator, right, and you want to just take full control over your operation, you want to book your loads and go where you want to go, this Dispatch Mastery course is for you. If you're a lady or a man, your counterpart, they drive a truck or they have a truck and you want to add value to them, you want to book their loads for them. I think about this couple I was on live with the other night, right? The young lady, husband, he had a truck And he was like, honey, I want you to dispatch for me. She was like, I don't know nothing about trucks. She took the dispatch mastery course. Now guess who's dispatching their husband? She is.
Yeah. And your course is amazing.
You like the course? What you like about the course, Bex?
Everything, because I remember he used to want me to do it. Like, he's like, oh, I want you to dispatch. But I'm like, I don't understand anything about trucking. I don't know anything. He's like, just take the course. I took the leap and I did it. And I literally, from knowing nothing, I know everything that I need to know. Like, so it's really worth the money, the investment. It's an investment for yourself. So I recommend anybody who's thinking about it to go ahead and do it.
Okay. So I need y'all to understand, man, like if you want to earn income from home without having to get away from your family, this dispatch mastery course is for you. And I'll see y'all on the other side. Let's go. Anybody can relate to that? Anybody fit any of the descriptions, right? You like you're not ready to buy a truck right now. You just want to get your feet wet in the game, right? You just want to like get your feet wet and build some income so that eventually you might be able to afford a truck and then get in the game that way. Like, is that you? Just type yes if that's you. Type me if that's you, right? Like you know somebody in trucking, you got a husband or a friend that you feel like you can add value to them. You can help dispatch their trucks. You know that they'll give you an opportunity to dispatch them. If that's you, say me. Say that's me, right? You like, look, man, I'm great at managing people. I can see myself starting a dispatch service where I learn the game, I master it first, and then I'm able to now hire other dispatchers and grow my company like Talisha, who has 22 trucks. If that's you, say that's me, right? If you know how to talk to people, if you know how to communicate. Let me tell y'all something, man. I'm going to give y'all a quick story on how I started my dispatch service, y'all. Right? True story. The Dikembe Mutombo, right? Northern my house, right? He was my first celeb client, y'all. I started consulting in 2015. This was when I was still doing one-on-ones, man. I was, I was the first person that was teaching this trucking stuff on the internet, and y'all can do y'all research. So anyway, this is 2015. Yo, Dikembe, he had some money. He just wanted to diversify his portfolio. So I helped him get set up, got him his trucking company. He got 3 trucks out the gate. And he was like, hey, I want you to teach me, how to book the loads and how to dispatch. So I went to his office. I sat there for 3 days with him, and I showed him exactly how to run the boards, how to book loads, how to negotiate. I was surprised. I'm like, Dad, you got time to do this, Dikembe? Right? So he was like, no, I like to be hands-on, right? I'm like, I bet. So he starts booking loads, guys. And then he calls me a day later. He's like, oh man, Alex, these people know who I am. Right? He's calling the brokers and they know who the heck he is. And it was just starting to get a little weird, man. So I said, look, man, Dikembe, I got you. Let me book it for you. Don't worry about it. Because I really wanted to make sure my man made it, right? I really needed to make sure that I didn't want to give it to just anybody in his office because I knew that it was going to set him back. So I literally started dispatching Dikembe's trucks. This was the first time I ever dispatched trucks that I didn't own. And I said, give me 10%, Dikembe. I ran the loads for him first week. I did a great job. The drivers loved me, right? He started me off with 2 trucks, and we got the 3rd truck. Now I'm dispatching 3 trucks for him. Then one of my other homeboys was like, yo, I see what you're doing for Dikembe. Can you do that for me? I got 3 trucks over here. Say less. I start booking 8 trucks. Now I got 6 trucks. Then another friend said, look, I got 2 more trucks. Can you dispatch these? So now, y'all, listen, y'all, I am at home. I'm working 16-hour days, y'all. This is me in the office in 2016. Those papers in those cabinets on the wall right there, those represented some of the trucks that I was dispatching for, y'all. If you look at the clock on the wall, it was 9:00 at night, y'all. I was waking up at 6 a.m. and I would not leave that office until 9 p.m. booking loads. You understand me? And that was where I learned that I mastered this game at, y'all. That's where I mastered the game at. You understand me? And then I seen the potential. I seen how much money I was making, but then more trucks started coming. And guess what? Rob came home. Rob came home from prison. I said, bruh, I'm coming up there. I said, I'm coming up there to New York, and I'm going to show you how to dispatch because I need some help. Now, I got a question for y'all. If y'all don't mind, can I log on and show y'all what's going on in the market in real time right now? Can I get on the load board right now and in real time? Can I show y'all what's really going on in the market and how I was able to book loads?
All right, say less. Say less. So I'm about to log on real quick, and I just want to show y'all what's going on in real time. So let me go ahead and share this screen with you guys, and let's get to it, right? If you can see my screen, put a thumbs up real quick. If you can see the load board right now. Thumbs up. Hold on. Can y'all see it? All right, perfect. So look, y'all, this is the board. So it's real simple. It's almost like when you're searching for a flight on Travelocity.com. It's the same type of search engine, right? So you're gonna click right here on new load search. I'm gonna this is the equipment type right here. It's asking for the truck. So F is for flatbed, R is for refrigerator, V is for dry van, right? Y'all know I'm located in Atlanta, so I'm gonna do the origin in Atlanta. I'm gonna leave the destination open, and I'm gonna put tomorrow's date, right? The 24th. I'm looking for loads within 100 miles of Atlanta, and so I'm looking for a full load. I got a 53-foot trailer, and the max weight that I want to haul is 42,000 pounds. We can do 45,000 legally, but I don't like doing that heavy. So we're gonna do 42,000 pounds, right? And we're gonna search back about 9 hours. I'm gonna hit the search button, and it pulled up a total of 2,763 loads, but 668 is like exact to what I'm looking for. Okay, guys? So let me do this real quick. Hold on. Let me move this out the way. Yep. Let me hit refresh so I can see my rates. All right, perfect. So again, like I told y'all yesterday, the age, date that it picks up. This is the type of trailer. So this is a van for V, R for refrigerated trailers. That VR is for a van or a reefer. Because one thing about it, if you got a refrigerated trailer, the dope thing about it is if you turn that refrigerator off, you can run some dry freight. Okay? So I got to move these windows out the way. All right, perfect. So look, guys, there is 669 loads available for tomorrow. Now imagine you're a new dispatcher. You coming in, and by the way, that green right there that just popped up on the left, those are loads that are just popping up in real time. These are somebody in the office right now at like 8 o'clock, and they posting loads as we speak. So that green is literally the loads that's popping up as we speak, right? 669 loads. What load do you choose? Like, that could be intimidating. It was intimidating for me. It's like, yo, which one? So the natural human thing is like, okay, let me go over here to rate. If you click on rate, it's gonna pull up the highest paying loads to the lowest, right? So the natural human thing to think is like, I'm gonna just go over here and just choose the load that's paying the most, right? Wrong. Okay? That's where I got in trouble at. Y'all wanna know why I went out of business in 2013? Why I went out of business in 11 months? It's because I'm over here looking at this. I'm over here looking at the rates. I'm chasing the high dollar, and I'm not paying attention to the destination. You understand me? It's called supply and demand, meaning that, yeah, they might be paying a lot of money to go to, what's it, $6,400 from Atlanta to Oregon? Listen, man, when we get to Oregon, what y'all think is going to happen? Just take a guess what's going to happen if I go to Oregon for this. I'm chasing that $6,400. What's going to happen when I get to Oregon? Take a guess. Man, you might have to go 3 states out of Oregon to find you a good load, man. You understand me? So that's when I realized, oh, okay, so it ain't that easy as I thought it was. I'm going to have to like really do some research. So the key to dispatching, y'all, and the key to being able to effectively create positive cash flow is knowing the market, knowing not only where to send your trucks, but to make sure that coming out of there, you're going to be able to have a profitable load as well. So what I'm going to do, and I wasn't even planning on doing this, but I'm going to just do this for y'all tonight, right? Because I just love the energy in here, right? I'm going to go through and look at a few loads, and I'm going to let y'all know which load I would pick and why and what the profit would be on that load, right? Y'all okay with that? Say do it if y'all okay with that. Say do it, right? All right, perfect. So I'm looking. So my goal is always to do the less work and get the most money. That's my goal, right? is to do the least amount of work, get the most money, and position my truck to get another load when we get to that destination. So I'm looking at this real quick, right? So this is a 500-mile trip that's paying $2,800. Now, when I see something paying that much, I'm like, yo, it got to be a catch. So when I click on the load, it drops down and gives you the details on that load. It says the product is ready now, drop Friday morning. Now, what is it, Tuesday today? Let's just say if we picked it up Wednesday. I ain't gonna lie, for $2,800, that's over $5 a mile. That's not too bad. I prefer, especially if it's under 650 miles, I prefer to get a load that picks up and delivers the next day. But when I look at this load, y'all, this is just me having experience. It seems like they're a little bit flexible, right? It says the product is ready to load now, but it drops Friday morning. So the first thing I'm gonna do when I call them, right? Yeah, and it's the holiday, absolutely. So guess what? It's the holiday, so we all eat now. So I'm gonna use that as leverage. Like, hey, look, man, my driver, he ain't even trying to work on Thanksgiving for real, right? This is when I call a broker. This is how I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna say, look, bro, whoo, man, y'all trying to have this delivered on Friday morning. That means that he gonna have to drive at some point on Thanksgiving. I know y'all got a decent rate on it, $2,800, but I'm trying to convince this dude to, leave his family, yo. I'm gonna need about $3,200 for that. And guess what? If the supply and demand is in my favor, meaning that if there's not a lot of people working on Thanksgiving week, guess who got to eat that? You're going to have to come off that money. But you have to be, see, I tell people all the time, it's not about asking for more money. It's about making it make sense to ask for more money. Like, I got to make it make sense to my man to give me an extra $400, right? So that's not a bad load. That's not a bad load. You guys, some people don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You find you a driver, he like, look, man, I don't care about that Thanksgiving. I don't care about that Thanksgiving. Let's run it. But I'm not going to say that to the broker. It ain't even about lying. But it's, again, the person, write this down, y'all. The person that wins the negotiation is the person that has the most information. You understand me? Let me tell you something. If you get on the phone with these brokers and they can sense that you don't know what the heck you're talking about, if they can sense that you don't know the market, guess what? Why are they going to give you top dollar for it? Because the less money they pay you, the what? So that's a decent load. That's a decent load, man. But there's probably some better ones out here. Let's look. Ooh, they want this. They want you to keep this till Sunday. No, sir. Right? Let's find out. Like, what's a good load? I'm going down. I'm looking. Right? Okay. So the tricky thing around the holidays, y'all. Again, I'm just giving y'all some real time training right now. The tricky thing around the holidays is that when they don't have the details, this sounds like a good load. 550 miles, 2150. I need to know when y'all need to deliver. So the first thing that y'all got to do is get all the details of these loads, right? Don't book something just because of the price and it look good. And, you got to find out all the details and you got to make sure that your driver is able to handle that load and get it delivered on time, right? So let me tell y'all something. I have mastered this load board. Can't nobody mess with me when it comes down to this. And that's why I train, right? How many people believe that you should learn from somebody who is at the destination that you're trying to reach? How many people agree with that? I want to share something with you guys before I even get into that. So that same load, right? It was 521 miles. It was paying $2,500, right? We have to make sure that we calculate the profits before we book a load. So I'm gonna give y'all a formula real quick. This is how you find out how much money that your truck is gonna make if you accept that load. So we're gonna take the trip mile. I know I left the screen. Let's just say the load was 500 miles. We're gonna take 500 miles and we're gonna divide that by 6 miles per gallon. So 500 miles divided by 6, right? We need to find out how much fuel it's gonna take for us to run that freight. So real simple formula, 500 miles divided by 6, because each truck, the average is about 6 miles per gallon. And we're going to times that by the average price of diesel, which is $3.53 in Georgia. I looked it up before I got on the call. And you can go to that website right there, right? Go to gasprices.aaa.com and you can find out what the diesel prices in each city is, okay? So that's 80. So what is that, y'all? All right, we're going to do 294, right? So $294, we know that's how much fuel is going to take, right? Break even point. See, man, when I think of why most companies go out of business, y'all, the reason that most trucking companies go out of business is because they don't know their break even points. They don't know how much money they need to actually make per mile in order to see a profit. A lot of people just kind of book their lows on the surface. They just looking at the top whole dollar amounts, and they're not really going into their business and finding out, hey, look, after you pay your truck note, after you pay your insurance, after you pay your IFTA taxes, after you pay your Samsara, your tracking devices, you need to know exactly how much per mile you need to make in order to see a profit. And that's something that dispatchers must know. We have a software. I'm gonna give it to y'all tonight. It's called InnoPortal, right? It's a software that you can actually go through and input all the expenses for the trucking companies that you're dispatching for, including yours, if you have one. And now you know, hey, look, when you book that load, the system would actually tell you you haven't reached your break-even point. This load, if you run this load, you'll be in the negatives. Okay? It's important that as dispatchers, guys, that we are knowledgeable, and because then you can provide value for your company that you're dispatching for, and it separates you from the other dispatchers. Okay? It's a lot of people teaching dispatching. It's a lot of people out here teaching dispatching. All right? I'm just the type of person, I like to show receipts. If I can show some receipts, say show it. Like, I want to show y'all why I got the biggest course in the country right now. So this is InnoPortal I just told y'all about. Shout out to Adam, shout out to Innovative Logistics for creating this masterpiece of software, right? If you are dispatching, you have no option. You got to have this software. What this did is this helped me take it to the next level, y'all. This software right here let me know how much we was really killing it. Like, I knew we was killing it. I got 13 dispatchers up under me. We running over 100 trucks, and I see the invoices. I'm like, damn, we killing it. The trucking companies are eating. My dispatchers is eating. I'm getting a nice little cut from my, I'm getting a nice check every week. But when I actually was able to plug all the numbers in one place and actually look at my numbers, it did two things for me. It let me know where I did need to improve at, but it also let me know which one of my dispatchers were the strongest ones, okay? So right now, man, for the current month right now, we booked almost $500,000 in loads, okay? These are my dispatchers, and it's so dope because I'm able to now look at all my freight, everything that all my dispatchers are booking, right? So this is how you got to set it up, you guys. I'm giving y'all some game tonight, man, because I didn't come on here. I really came on here to give y'all some game. How I set it up, y'all, with the dispatch service is we charge 10% to the clients, okay? So as you can see in this load right here, this load is in progress right now. This load is paying $1,300 for 188 miles. How many miles per how many dollars per mile is that, y'all? Right? $1,300 for a measly 188 miles, right? I'm charging 10%. So off that $1,300 load that got booked, y'all, that's the profit for Get Energy Worldwide. That's the profit for Get Energy Worldwide right there, $130, right? I pay my staff 4%. I give Rob, who runs the whole company for me, 2%, and I get the other 4% as the owner of the dispatch service, right? So that's $52 that I made probably while I was out playing with my dog, washing the car. I don't know what I was doing when it was booked. But this is passive income that I've created off of my hard work over these last years. So all these lows, so $332, right? That goes in my pocket. I'm sorry. Wait, yeah, that goes in my pocket. You understand me? The 4%. So yeah, so a lot of people want to know, okay, if I got a dispatch service, how do I, when I do hire help, how much do I pay them? You charge 10%, give the staff 4%, have somebody that's overseeing it, give them 2%, so that, because I told Rob, don't call me about nothing. I got y'all to take care of. I got to pour into my students. I ain't got time to be dealing with the dispatch service. I got to deal with y'all. That's what my focus and my passion is. So look, I'm going to give you 2% of the whole company Give me 4%, but don't call me about nothing. My goal for y'all is to have it set up to how I have it. But understand something. I remember that slide I just showed y'all. I was in the office for 16 hours. I did that for 6 years. I already paid my dues. I already planted my seeds. So when y'all see how I'm living now, just understand the seeds that I planted, they're now growing. They're now blossoming now. It's time for y'all to start planting y'all seeds. Whew. I was talking to V the other day. V is on here. She's under Good Energy Support, and we sat in this room for 6 months straight in 2018, and we was like, look, we're gonna go ahead and create. We're gonna create something because I was doing consultations when I was doing a one-on-one though, right? And I was overwhelmed because I had too many clients. I had a waiting list for 9 months. I was charging $10,000 a client, y'all. And in March of 2018, I had a waiting list all the way till Christmas at $10,000 a client. You understand me? But I wouldn't accept people's money because I wanted to make sure I only took on a certain amount of clients a month, just so that my service could be on point, y'all. And I got overwhelmed. I ended up being in the hospital with like dehydration and high blood pressure because I was just so stressed because I really was passionate about this stuff, y'all. And we was like, I met E.T. I met Eric Thomas, the #1 motivational speaker in the world. And the first thing he told me was like, Alex, you got to put this information online. You got to do it. You're going to kill yourself, bro. And me and V, we sat there. This thing that got bigger than me. We didn't know it was going to be this big. We trained over 23,000 people, and it was just an idea. We was just in a room. Like, we was going to create something. We didn't have no other examples. We didn't know, like, how to do it. We just did it. And just to hear the testimonials, it's surreal. I appreciate y'all. Welcome to the family. I love y'all. I'll see y'all on the other side.